This video will be a little bit different from the ones that I usually made. Mostly it's about my dog, but today I'm making one about my car, brand new. I have had it for 1 month now and I'm very happy with it. I like the looks of it, especially those gold lists make a difference. So to start forward, a lot of other people who has commented this car always start with the grill, big, call it beaver teeth. But to me, this grill is typical BMW. And this is what distinguishes a BMW from other brands. If you think of it, the most iconic grill of them all might be on a Rolls-Royce, and that is huge. Still, even if Rolls-Royce start making electric cars, I still believe they will keep the grill in one form or the other. Another iconic grill is Alfa Romeo. You know what's coming from far distance. Many other cars, they are designed in a computer and they looks like a soap bar. And I like the looks of this BMW. The lights are excellent, maybe some of the best there is on the market. I haven't been able to test it yet properly. So there's one thing I miss on this car, and that is there is no flushing of the lights. Strange, but maybe tests have shown BMW that it's not necessary. As many have mentioned, there is no frunk on this, only this car locked itself, where you can feel the flushing fluid. Still, frunk is something that came with electric cars, and frankly most of them don't contain so much. Okay, you got the cables and stuff, but that's for most of them basically it. And besides, on a ordinary combustion engine, you hardly go under the hood. Maybe for the battery. There is a way to open this one, but this is for technicians. There are a bunch of fuses on this. I have a fuse chart inside, and there are a bunch of them. When the car is not in action, the mirrors are folded. Cameras. Another thing I like about this car is that the door handles. It's not one of those other types where it just pops out. I can see that can become a difficulty in winter condition. Moist accumulates and maybe they won't come out. And another thing is what I a little bit concerned about is this, the doors. They're great, but when it closes, you see that they go up, and I wonder when the winter sets in that and if there is moisture here, that this might freeze. And I have heard stories about window motors have burned because of this. So what I have done, I've lubricated the gaskets with silicone, and that will probably do the trick. Then we have the charging port here. Seems like this is now the standard, at least in Europe, for all new cars, AC/DC. And also here I like that they come up with a common hatch, like an old petrol car. This should not cause any problem in winter time, but I'm not sure about this fancy electric driven. They might cause some problem. Otherwise, charging capacity is mid-range, 71 kilowatts and 150 kilowatt charging. Also, the BMW has flushing both on the rear camera and on the front camera. Unlike I've seen many cars with this kick opening, the owners have performed some rather exotic dance to open the back hatch. This one is just one kicks and it opens. I have a very big dog, and one thing that happened when I changed car is that the compartment here is big, but was not big enough for my old cage. It touches here and here. I was about 2 centimeters too tall. Anyway, I have installed these variable barriers that will fit most cars, and my dog seems to like this place. To have an extra, I have a plastic box here with a few things, and in the area underneath here I have various things needed, including a fire extinguisher, especially for lithium batteries. As you see, my dog have big claws, so I have invested in this mat that covers all of it, and there are hooks here for that. So also there is trailing hook, and you can tow up to 2.5 tons, or if you have a bike rack or whatever. Electric going in and out. The tailgate, I would like to see some more position lower down, because it's a little bit too high for my garage on the second lowest, and on the lowest it's no use at all. The car has possibility for a roof rack. I'm not going to use that, but the possibility is there. The camera system on this car is excellent. See everything, best cameras I've seen. I have a small garage, and you see that red line, that is one indication that the car is clear of the door. In addition, there are sensors, electronic sensors, so that should not be a problem. Anyway, on the system of the car is the same. It will detect the distance. Excellent when I'm driving into the car, into the garage. I can just follow the car, and it tells me when I'm in the right position. I like the looks of these crystal things. Some have complained about they are copying BMW and put it here, but maybe the thing behind it is that saves some back wiring. Also, some complain about that you open the door with the bottom, but I think it's smart because this one will not allow you to open the door if it detects something coming from behind. And that makes the whole building up process of it much easier instead of some strange mechanical things. In an emergency, you can open the door from underneath. Yes, the roof, as many have mentioned, is you can see through it. So overcast today, so that doesn't make any sense at all. One thing with the BMW is this camera. It's not just for selfies, but in case you are into an accident, it will register the 30 seconds before and 30 seconds after the accident, and that could be handy. And also, if somebody tries to break into your car, you got a photo of them. It's good. Second, if you're in a supermarket or something, and somebody bumps into you, you got the footage to show who and how. Otherwise, the menu is quite complicated. I'm not going to go into all of the details setting here on the display, because a lot of others have done that. The head-up display is excellent quality, and there's a possibility to change the height of it as well. Otherwise, the steering wheel seemed a little bit strange at first, but it takes no time to get used to it, and I kind of like it now. What I also like about this one is the heat-up panels during winter time, but in front here, passenger, and on the sides. So this car should heat you up really fairly quickly. I like this wood panel. There are some quick buttons here where you can go to home, media, telephone, and navigation. And the scroll wheel is still usable, especially if you come from a BMW like I do. Charging, wireless charging under here. Cup holders, well, a lot of them have complained about the cup holders being too low. Maybe this was some, but I'm pretty sure there are, or maybe there will be some things on the market soon, some attachable cup holders that if you really need them up here, you can just plug them in. That will work fine. Holder for telephone there and there. And the back seat is very good space and adjustable climate there as well. This car is full of electronics. If you like, you can be very sophisticated, and if not, feel at home right away. Apart from that, yeah, this is, and it's a good car to drive. I feel safe in it. I haven't had this kind of king of the road feeling since I had a Tau some years back. Strange thing is that people respect or are more cautious when a big car is approaching rather than a small one, or even worse, a motorcycle. As you see, I drive a motorcycle too, and when you're driving the motorcycle, your mindset has to be like the guy in the car is crazy, drunk, or probably a combination of both until otherwise proved. One thing going from a diesel car to an electric car is the range. It could have been better. This is the iX40, the smallest battery. I could have gone up to iX50, would have gained about 100 kilometers more range. In addition, I would have air suspension and back wheel steering. But it also costs 20% more than this one. Otherwise, they are pretty much the same. And if you really want to spend money, you can get the even better steering. It's up to you. And since I'm driving a motorcycle, it's strange. When I have this one, I have still a range anxiety, but on a motorcycle, the range is about the same. So it takes time to get used to. I guess after a while. But on the other hand, motorcycles, there are much more gas stations around than charging stations. And that's one thing that has to be improved, charging stations. There are a number of operators and they all have their own system. If you can just have a unified system that you can use credit card or something else, but unified so that it goes across the whole group of charging operators, that will be very nice. Some of them are coming together, but still there is a long way to go. So, this car is, I feel safe, and it's very good to drive. Good visibility in all directions, and cameras are amazing. Anything else I forgot? Is also great space. Yeah, you have this personal assistant which allows you to communicate with the car verbally. It does not work in Norwegian. You have to speak either English to it, or German, possibly French, Spanish, and Chinese. I don't know. I haven't checked. And that's a bit sad. My English is okay, but my German is, I haven't practiced that for about 40 years. Not the best. Today at 80% charge and 9.5 degrees centigrade, it says that the range is 271 kilometers. Driving assistant in general is very good. If you are in autopilot and cruise control, it keeps you on the road, and it brakes for other cars or other dangers. Should you for some reason pass out behind the wheel while you're driving, the car will keep itself on the road and stop. And that's a big improvement in safety. So, wow. Well, this is my BMW, best car I have had so far. There is a ton of menus here, but I'm not going to go through it. Works very well with Apple CarPlay. And the climate control can be a little bit overwhelming at first, but lots of these things you can control with your voice, provided that you have the language setting to English or German. And you have a quick button for maximum air conditioning. And for our winter climate, we have max rear heater or max front heater. That's good. While a lot of these commands are very handy, you want to keep your hands on the wheel and eyes on the road. So that is my X40. Thanks. Okay, let me sum up this car fairly quickly. On the negative side, the batteries could have been bigger, more range. The X50 can compensate that, but it's more expensive. The luggage compartment is a tiny bit too small for a large dog cage. It's not delivered with Norwegian voice control. That's a pity. I think it's only English, German, French, and Spanish. It's big, and big when you are parking in a mall or something like that. Then it's more handy to have a smaller car. A black car is not idle with regards to cleanness. I knew that when I bought it, but still, I didn't have any other option. But it's a pretty color. The threshold for loading is a bit high. Maybe that's better than the X50. And I would like to see better loading, charging capacity. 150 is okay, but 200 and more is the new standard. On the positive side, that's plenty. It's very spacious. I'm sitting in the back seat and more than enough room. It's very safe. I feel very protected in this, and it's probably stiffer than an ordinary combustion engine car. It's very quiet. You hardly hear anything when you're driving. It's very innovative. Lots of clever stuff here. It's big, and big is, some say that big isn't necessarily better, but when it comes to traffic safety, that's no question. Weight, you get more respect from other motorists. But probably when they see a big car, they think that, okay, this one can hurt me bad if we hit. It seemed like it's well designed for winter use, with this heated panels and also the way the charging door, the door handles, everything seems to be thought through. I like the augmented display when navigating. Gives you a better control of where you're going, especially when there are several lanes. I also like that there's a multi ways of controlling, like for instance the volume. You can use the voice, you can use the knob on the steering wheel, you can use the gesture control, and you can even use the dial on the center console. That's clever. So if you don't like one, you can always use the other. The lights, headlights on this thing is fantastic. Probably one of the best there is at the moment. It's very high tech, definitely. I like high tech. It's a fun car to drive. The design is excellent. Interior is superb, and I even like the design on the outside, even though many complain about the grille. I think this car is nice looking. It has very good cameras and sensors, and they come very handy in when you're parking this big thing in narrow garage or at the mall. The driving assistant is excellent. It keeps the car on the road, and if you're not paying attention, the car will. My dog seems to like to be in the back. It's easy to get her in and a bit harder to get her out. And last, I will mention that this has a trail hook. I'm not going to go camping with a caravan for a week or so, but to trailer with some goods, it's excellent. 2,500 kilos, 25 tons. That's best in the class so far. The Subaru I was thinking of had only 750 kilos, and that's basically nothing. You can have a bike ride. That's pretty much it. So all in all, I'm very happy with this car. I haven't discovered everything yet, but I don't have anything to complain about. If you are wondering whether you should buy one or not, then I suggest yes, use it.